Another special guest with us, or with you.
I did. I brought my daughter with me today.
Hello.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Addison.
Hi, Addison. So I hear you are responsible for the beef sticks. Is that right?
That is my sister.
Uh-huh.
I'm the beef jerky.
Beef jerky.
Yeah.
I got it mixed up there, but that's okay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about the stewardship that Viral is or has with the environment.
Yeah. Well, the ranch runs on roughly 200,000 acres in different ownerships, both BLM, federal, Forest Service, federal and state, and some Pima County land. And we believe in a system within ourselves that we manage the entire ecosystem. We don't singularly manage. We don't manage for one species. We don't manage just for cattle.
Mm-hmm.
We manage watershed wide, trying to effectuate the most good that we can out on the landscapes that we graze. There's always the terminology, leave it better than when you got there.
Right.
That rings true.
When I was a Boy Scout, that was always something that our troop leader was always going on about. When we were out and we didn't, if we were at a campsite and there was trash all over the place, pick it up. Well, we didn't bring the trash in. Well, leave it better than when we got there, right?
Sure.
Kind of the same thing, but a lot bigger scale. And how does that feed into some of the tastiest beef in Tucson?
Well, I think it just goes to some of our core values.
Mm-hmm.
When we talk about what the core values are for the ranch company, it's the same as the beef company. Environmental stewardship, animal husbandry, taking care of your employees, kind of creating a family culture. And so we just take that and move that piece and those core values just extend into the beef company.
Mm-hmm.
The stewardship, that's just how you live, right?
Right.
It's just what we do. And so the cattle have grass to eat, obviously, when they're out there. We're not grazing everything off. The wildlife is thriving through different developments of water and things like that. So, yeah, we're pretty proud of it.
And I'm amazed by the quality of beef that you have, and I'm so super excited that you have a new partnership with Merit Foods, right?
That's correct, yeah.
And so any restaurant can really get their hands on it through Merit. Can they come to you directly, or is it better to go through Merit?
It depends. If they have a relationship with Merit,
Mm-hmm.
go through Merit, get a hold of Merit. If they don't have any previous relationships with Merit, they can get a hold of Merit or us.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. And as always, thank you so much for the amazing sponsorship. And thank you to all of our sponsors for being, without them, we wouldn't be here. So thank you to Kiki Rogers of Country Financial Insurance, Viral Premium Beef, Dirty Cactus Soap, Novus Vita, Mafia Kitchen, Network Outdoors, Local First, and Vera Earl can be found at VE Premium Beef. And check it out for premiumbeef.com. Right. You got to get the rest of that in there. Sorry. And you can go on there and you can order the beef and it comes right out to your house.
Yep.
And sure does. Some of the tastiest, if you haven't had their beef jerky yet or their beef snacks, hands down some of the best. And I've had Buc-ee's. I've had, you can list them all off. I mean, I like the beef jerky and the beef sticks. I don't like beef sticks usually, but there's like 5 ingredients in them and you can pronounce them all because it's just normal spices and they're very tasty. So you got to go to the website, check it out and get some. Now we do have another special guest with us today and it kind of ties into the beef industry, right?
For sure.
Yeah, we have Bashful Bandit's executive chef.
Yep.
And
chef kitchen manager.
Chef kitchen manager. And that's Ivor.
Yep.
Of Bashful Bandit Barbecue.
That's it.
Now, this is the historic Bashful Bandit. If you've ever been in Tucson, and you need an amazing brisket or some
pork ribs, chicken, we do a green chili pulled pork.
So, not the bikers anymore.
We still get some of the bikers, but it's not as rough and tumble. It's more of a family establishment now.
Fair enough. So tell us a little bit about how the Bashful Bandit has rebranded to a barbecue joint. Tell us about that journey. I mean, it had to have been something that was not an easy journey. I know that the building, I thought, was condemned there for a minute.
So the city of Tucson was going to tear it down, and luckily the Kite family and their ownership team stepped in and bought the Bashful Bandit right before it closed, before COVID. Toby, he's kind of more the face of the ownership group. He went to Texas A&M. He lived in Austin and Texas for a few years. Fell in love with that style of barbecue. Thought he wanted to bring that style here. And when the opportunity came to buy the Bashful Bandit, they thought that rebranding would just work so perfectly with what the Bashful Bandit kind of like was. So he just snowballed it from there.
So, what have you kept from the Bashful Bandit? Because
we have the original bar, the bar top where everybody carved their names into it and stuff like that. We took off the asbestos roof or ceiling, and we have beautiful exposed wood up there that should have been done years ago.
Right.
A lot of the memorabilia, the old gas tanks from the motorcycles that were behind the bar, we got all that still there. So yeah, we kept a lot of the charm, fixed the bathrooms, so that was a good thing, and just cleaned it up.
Awesome. And if you haven't been by it, if you don't know where the Bashful Bandit is, it's just south of Elvernon on Speedway.
Yeah, Elvernon or Speedway and Dodge.
Speedway and Dodge.
Yep, right across the street from the Discount Tire and the Dutch Bros.
And right next to Truly Nolan?
Yeah.
Pretty much?
Yeah,
yep.
that's two buildings down.
Fair enough. If you can't find it from there, call me. And if you have any questions, please call into the studio at 520-790-2040. And if you have questions for any of our guests today, we have a pretty amazing show, like I said. So do you have any questions for the Bashful Bandit, Ian, or...
So we met Ian a while ago when we were... like our core manager like building team outing, me, Toby, and Jesse, who's our like main pit master, went over to the cattle ranch, and they gave us a tour of the whole place, and it was really cool. And we got to grab a couple of their awesome beef and snack on that. And we're definitely going to bring those guys in to do some specials soon.
Right.
Yeah, like maybe some tri-tip or things like that.
So one of the things that so I've been with two competitors at two different brisket smoke-offs, and they both used the Vera Earl premium beef briskets. First of all, these briskets are so marbleized. I mean, it's top notch. I mean, when you say prime or premium, I would say that it's better than prime personally, but I mean, you don't get that beef flavor just from nothing.
Oh, they do an awesome dry aging process too. That is just like the beef tastes like beef.
It tastes like beef. But both of them, one won the popular vote at the brisket smoke off, and then the other placed fourth. Question mark to producer Tina. Yes, fourth in the brisket, and they really didn't. I mean, yeah, they juiced it up a little bit, as in his words, not mine. But you know, they were trying to inject it a little bit to get a little bit of that flavor, so that they could brine it properly, and it was going everywhere because it was just finding another exit going along a fat line, which is really exciting because that means that it's just an amazing cut of beef, as I'm sure you know. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so I'm super excited to see what the Bashful Bandit does with some of that beef.
Oh yeah, no, it's gonna be fun.
I actually had a steak sandwich from the Arizona Sands Club, because you guys are at the Arizona Sands Club now, which I'm very excited about as well, because I can go in and get that from a restaurant, the Vero premium beef from the restaurant. But they had the steak sandwich, and it was a skirt steak.
I think it was a sirloin.
Sirloin, thank you. Well,
he'd be the guy to ask.
It was a sirloin, apparently. But no, it was a sirloin. You're right. And that sirloin it melted in your mouth, and you could taste that amazing beef flavor. Which now I'm sad that I'm doing lamb for tomorrow, Easter, right?
No rabbit.
No rabbit? I haven't caught any lately.
No.
No, my neighbor feeds some. Maybe I can go ahead and get those. No, maybe not.
I was thinking about throwing some on the smoker for Easter, but I wasn't sure if everybody would be inclined for that.
Rabbit's delicious. The last time I had rabbit, I was in the Air Force, and that's as far as that story's going. Anyway, so, but the Bashful Bandit, you brought it. All right, so tell us about the diversity of the menu, because I was talking to your owner, one of the owners, I guess, and he was talking about a mole sauce.
Okay, yeah. So we make a house-made mole sauce. So I make a traditional mole base, is what we call it.
Right.
So it has the abuelita chocolate, a bunch of different dried chiles, cinnamon, star anise, some really like warm spices. We toast all that together. Add some vegetable stock, tomato paste, peanuts, and just blend that all together till it's like super smooth. And then we make an espresso barbecue sauce that we don't actually sell.
Oh.
And we mix the mole base and the espresso barbecue sauce together. So it
does-
has like really rich, deep chocolate and cinnamon and coffee notes to it. It's super tasty.
So is that do you use the grounds in that barbecue sauce, or are you like brewing that and then making it into a sauce?
So we're brewing ombre espresso.
Okay.
So we get it from the Busy Breakfast Club, which is a part of our
Right.
like family of restaurants. So they brew the espresso for us with the ombre coffee, and we use that in the sauce.
Does that sound good?
Yes, I would enjoy that personally.
There we go.
So we based while we're smoking our chicken, we based our chicken with it,
Oh,
and it is
Oh, no.
to die for. It is killer.
yeah. Did you bring any of that today?
I'm pretty sure there should be some in there.
Did you bring straws?
I did not bring straws. Yeah,
But
there's some ribs and some brisket and all of our sides and some sauce in there for you guys.
very cool. Well, when we come back from the break, we're gonna do a Tasty Bites segment early, but that's because we have two chefs today. So I really appreciate you coming in and sharing with us. But after we come back from the break, we'll be back with the Bashful Bandit, Ian from Vera Earl Premium Beef and his daughter. And thank you to our amazing sponsors. That's Kiki Rogers of Country Financial Insurance, Vera Earl Premium Beef, Dirty Cactus Soap, Novus Vita, Mafia Kitchen, Network Outdoors, Local First, and Stay Tasty Tucson. Welcome back to the Tucson Tasty Show. I'm your host, Wesley Source, here with a special co-host, Ian Tomilton. I messed that all up, man.
That's all right. I go
Ian.
by a lot of names. Ian works.
Ian of Vera Earl Premium Beef and
Addison.
Addison. I'm writing it down now. I am notorious for not remembering names. I apologize.
I take no offense.
So, and we are talking to Bashful Bandit's executive chef, Ivor.
Ivor.
Yep. Okay, and we were just discussing your amazing barbecue sauce that you helped develop, right?
Yep.
And so let's finish off that story a little bit. He had an idea of this mole barbecue sauce, right?
Yeah, so Toby, he really wanted to do a mole sauce. And when we first got together, he asked if I knew how to make mole, and luckily I did know how to do that. And so I whipped up a batch for him, and he just fell in love with it and was super pleased and happy about it. And
That's awesome.
yeah.
He explains it a little bit more elaborately. He was talking about, and I can't wait to have him on the show so he can tell his story. But he was talking about how he'd been trying to make this for years, and the mole sauce just never could get right. He couldn't buy it and make it, and so on and so forth. And it took him like 3 years. And then you came in, swooped in, and to the rescue, and just saved the entire thing.
Yeah, yep, that's pretty much what happened. He's been trying to do it for years, trying to develop this sauce. He just wasn't hitting the right notes. I came in and with my chef magic and just grabbed the right. It's all about the right chilies, the right blended chilies, the right and using those warm spices like the star anise and the clove and the cinnamon, getting those nice warm undertones and the nuttiness of toasting everything together. And
You're making me hungry. Okay, so why don't we break into this bag? I've got some
Yeah.
trays over here. And please. I had some trays. Oh, there we go. Producer Tina.
I got plates.
And I always forget the napkins, so I have lots and lots of napkins today, and so we're gonna pass those out.
All right,
So
so
this
this is the
is-
mole sauce right here.
This is the mole sauce,
I got some cutlery.
and this is Tasty Bites with Ian of Vera Earl Premium Beef. And thank you so much for bringing the sign in for me, by the way. While he's getting that set up, the sign it's the Vera Earl logo, like the one that I wear in my hat, for everybody that sees pictures of me, and it says proud partner of the Tucson Tasty show, which thank you for that. And I get to carry this around with me now.
Yes, sir.
Outstanding. I can't wait.
I wish I could take credit for it, but that was pretty much 100% Sonora's idea. So
It's really cool. Thank you. So the first thing that I hit is is it a vinegar base?
So there is a little vinegar in there. Apple cider vinegar.
Oh wow. That is incredible. And you have more than one of these, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good, because I just totally put my mouth all over it. Sorry, everybody.
No, I brought a couple of the other ones. Here is my personal favorite. It's the chiltepine spicy water. So it's made with aqua chiltepine, which is also one of our in the family of the companies that the Kite family owns. One of our wonderful owners, Leslie, she makes it. It's chiltepine and garlic and ginger and other aromatics, apple cider vinegar. You can use it for anything.
No, I love apple cider. Yeah, absolutely. So tell us about these sides that you just popped out. I see uncooked ramen, and I'm a little afraid of everything I'm about to eat now.
No, that is delicious. So this is Toby's one of Toby's mom's recipes.
It's very
called
crunchy, see?
It's Sun Crunch salad. So it's like a vinegar slaw, but you put some toasted almonds, sunflower seeds, and the crushed up ramen on top of it, and that's the crunch part of the Sun Crunch salad.
Okay.
And then we got some mac and cheese.
So mac and cheese is one of my favorites, and it's also one of Gordon Ramsay's favorites because his mom used to make it for him all the time. So
it's just
mess
a super
up.
super creamy mac and cheese.
If you ever
kinda
have
keep it-
Gordon Ramsay stop by, don't give him the mac and cheese.
I will. And then we got the potato salad. Words are hard sometimes. And so it's a super fresh, super heavy dill potato salad made with Yukon potatoes, celery, onions. It really complements the heavy smoke on the barbecue. Just with the super fresh flavors on it.
I'm trying to do everything with a fork, and I just realized I have a spoon. So there we go.
And that potato salad is actually my grandma's recipe.
Oh,
And then so you better talk nice about it.
well, let's tell me about the recipe first.
All right, so it's mayonnaise, sour cream, mustard, a little bit of vinegar, some pickles, a bunch of fresh dill, hard-boiled eggs, salt, white pepper. It's a pretty basic, but it's just super tasty. And then the burrito beans. So it's pinto beans that have been simmered in beer with some jalapeno, some onions, some tomato, cilantro. They're super killer. They're delicious.
So on this potato salad, I mean that's good. What kind of potatoes are you using?
Yukon Gold.
Yukon Gold?
Yeah, I like the Yukon Golds. They have a really clean flavor to them.
Yes.
And we mash our potato salad up a little bit,
Yeah.
so it has that really creamy consistency.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How did you get into all this? I mean, this is for a beginner like me. This is really sophisticated smoking and how you develop the mole and your barbecue sauces and whatnot. How did you get into it?
So I've been a chef for about 25 years. My father was a chef. So basically, as soon as I could reach the counter, he put me to work. So I've always had a love for food and developing recipes and making people happy with food. The barbecue thing, I've done some I did a bunch of amateur barbecuing stuff, like me and my dad in the backyard. He's got a nice smoker in his backyard, so we did a bunch of stuff like that, some pork butts and some briskets and some pork belly and things. I didn't really get into professional barbecuing until I landed with the Bashful Bandit. And our pitmaster, Jesse, he is super knowledgeable. And he's the one that really taught me more about it than I've ever thought I could do. Yeah, he's super. He's awesome. He is a great teacher and a great a great person to be working with,
Mhm.
and he's the one that really taught us how to do the barbecue.
All right. Well, so these on the beans, are you using some beef? Or what are you using that's kind of fortifying that? I mean, I'm getting some. Is that beef bones? Is that
So at first they're actually vegan. We just stew them with some beer, some
Really?
vegetable stock,
Beer.
onions, tomatoes,
There it
jalapenos, and we just stew them like crazy. And then while they're on the service line, they're right next to the guy that's slicing the brisket. So any little pieces of brisket that fall off,
Right.
we throw those right into the beans. So by the time you're getting the beans, unless you want to have vegetarian ones, which you can ask for, and we'll heat up some vegetarian ones for you. But by the time it's on the line, it's
Right.
got little pieces of brisket all in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's incredible, and I love the sauce. And so these cuts of beef over here. Now I see we've got the
So we got some brisket, some of the prime brisket that we smoke, some green chili pulled pork, the chili relleno sausage that we make in house. So we use the trim from the briskets and the ribs and some pork butt, and we grind that up with some freshly roasted poblano peppers, Monterey Jack cheese, our little spice blend, and that's super tasty. And then some pork ribs, and then in there we have some the house pickled onions. Some of the cowboy candy, which is my favorite. It's like a sweet pickled jalapeno. It's killer.
so with that sausage is just that is really good, and there's cheese in it.
Yeah, so Monterey Jack cheese. So it's like if a chili relleno had a baby with a pork and beef sausage.
Fair enough. All right, let's get into this. Of course, I grab out a fork. I go for a fork, and I come out with a spoon. We have about a minute and a half left, and I'm trying to taste a little bit of everything, and then we'll have to go to the break. But here we are eating pork again, and I don't eat pork, but
So that's our shredded pork butt. It's got New Mexico hatch green chilies in there, a
That's
little
incredible.
bit of apple cider vinegar, some cumin, onions, garlic.
trying to pass it around here. All right. Well, thank you so much. I can't wait to have you guys on the show again.
Oh yeah, it's our pleasure.
And again, thank you, Ian, Vera Earl Premium Beef, for coming in and co-hosting today. Yes.
Real quick, we're doing our late night menu on Fridays and Saturdays, open
Ooh.
until midnight. So
Open till
we
midnight.
got some special little bites for you
Okay.
guys and some special drinks.
Outstanding. Thank you so much. And this is Ivor of Bashful Bandit Barbecue. Check them out on Speedway, open late on Friday and Saturdays. Thank you to our amazing sponsors, Vera Earl Premium Beef, Dirty Cactus Soap, Mafia Kitchen, Network Outdoors, Local First, Novus Vita, Kiki Rogers of Country Financial, and Stay Tasty Tucson. Welcome back to the Tucson Tasty Show. I'm your host, Wesley Source, here with Ian of Vera Earl Premium Beef. Thank you for hanging out through the break there. I wish I had some headphones that weren't breaking on you, man. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Can you hear okay, though?
I can hear
Get it
perfect.
cranked up so that we can all hear. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, we're good.
And we have Addison here with us as well, and she's responsible for the beef jerky.
Yes.
Yes,
Beef
awesome.
jerky.
And which, if you haven't tried their beef jerky, you've got to go to vepremiumbeef.com. That's vepremiumbeef.com and get some today, because it's absolutely incredible. Just the depth of flavor and the quality of the beef is hands down, bar none, better. So we have a very special first-time guest, and he is of Charles Steak and Del Rey, and he is the executive sous chef with Gary Hickey. We have Matt Love today in the studio. How you doing today, Matt?
Doing good. Pleasure to be here.
It's our pleasure. Thank you so much for coming in. And
Excited.
And really, you know, this has been kind of a long time going, because we keep kind of going back and forth, and that works, or that day works, that day doesn't work, this day doesn't work. And,
Right.
And finally we got you here, the creator, or one of the creators of the Welly Chonga. Now, this is a threat directly to Gordon Ramsay. Is that correct?
Yes. Gordon Ramsay, judge me.
Deep
Call me a
frying.
donuts.
I think he's a little into the idiot sandwiches right now. but
Gotcha.
That's
You know,
okay. You know, he has
I
that
heard
new-
the idiot sandwiches are really trending right now. Very
And-
popular.
And but the Welly Changa is this absolute. And the first time I saw it, I was like, I even scrolled through. I was like, oh no, please stop. And because you take this incredible tenderloin of a beef tenderloin,
Right.
which for everybody that doesn't know what that is, it's the filet mignon of the beef world, the steaks.
Correct.
And then you sear it off.
Mm-hmm.
You put mustard on it. You take the mushrooms, sautéed mushroom sauce. What do you call that?
The duck sal.
Duck sal, thank you. And then you roll it in that, and then you put prosciutto over that, and then instead of putting puff pastry, you wrap it in a tortilla and deep fry it.
Correct.
And that's where you lose me.
No, it's funny. I was posting about this in a few of my personal friend groups, and someone had said something along those lines too, of like, deep fried steak, not for me. And honestly, it was funny. I have to give one of my other head chefs, Chef Ralph, a little bit of slack, because he was, when I was trying to pitch this to him too, same thing. He's like, I don't know, it kind of lose me with the deep fried. You're supposed to do in the puff pastry, and he's a traditionalist, so I understand it too. But
It's actually one of the few elevated dishes that I do at home really well. At least that's what my wife tells me. I don't pay her directly, but she tells me that it's great. So,
hey, sometimes the vote of confidence from a ride or die is all you need. I know my girl Linda is the same way, and I believe her 100%. She also has a doctorate, so I'm inclined to believe her a little bit more.
all right, what kind of fair enough. That's a whole nother line of questioning. But,
We'll go down that later.
How did you develop this dish? I mean, what made you go, I'm going to make a Welly Changa, something that is going to be stand out from the rest and not in the norm?
Well, so
I ask that a lot of the time of a lot of us chefs. Okay, like, what's wrong with you? No, I'm kidding.
No, I mean, honestly, a lot of concepts, I believe, come from yo, what if we did this with this? Oh my gosh, this would happen. And I feel like a lot of concepts come like that, and they always come across crazy until you've done it.
Right.
And what it is it was conceptualized by we do manager meetings weekly, and we were kind of talking about different specials that we can do. Typically, we do our 18-ounce bone-in ribeye as our special, and then we do some kind of really awesome topping for it. That's typically what we do. But it can be anything. We've done lamb before. We've done we've done a bunch of different things. We've done ugly steak before as the chef cut. So something just occurred to my mind, because at the time I was binge watching a lot of Hell's Kitchen at the time.
Right.
Hopefully I'm allowed to say the H word on the radio, but if
It's a different one. Don't worry about it.
I gotcha. If they can say it on Fox, we can say it here. Anyway, so
we're still live, so I think we're good.
Yeah,
and you can call in and ask a question directly at 520-790-2040 if you have any questions.
Go
ahead.
Yeah, so we were so that was on my brain. We were talking about it. We had done a beef Wellington, like mini ones for appetizers for a party the other day, and just in the meeting, just all of a sudden, all the things, like all the wires in the brain kind of started connecting, and then boom, all of a sudden, I'm pretty sure I exclaimed, beef Wellington, Willy Chonga, or Wellington, or beef Wellington, chimichanga. Sorry, I mixed up all the words. Eventually we got there, but beef Wellington, yeah. Well, credit to that goes, that name actually goes to our vendor, Chris Allers. He from Shamrock. Shout out to Chris Allers. As soon as I released it and sent pictures, he sends me a text saying, Welly Chonga, copyright it right now. So the credit goes to him for the name, but yeah, no, I exclaimed like beef Wellington chimichanga, and everybody kind of looks at me all crazy, but then I was like no, I think that there's something here, and I want to try it. And as my handle says, and I guess this is the radio version of what I can say about this, I like to funk around and find food out. So
Fair enough.
That's the scientific method, right? So
Yes.
I played with it and did a trial run of it. It worked beautifully. Like the first time we tried it, I just didn't know how to finish it, how to top it. And I did a few different times, few different tortillas, raw tortillas, cooked tortillas. This was a whole process, but I'm also extremely ADHD and very much overthinker. So I'm consistently thinking about like 5 million things at one time and overthinking, how am I going to finish this? How am I going to do that? So,
Right.
So the first part of actually trying and making sure it tastes good worked out beautifully. It tasted amazing. The duck salad was great. We also not only just do mustard, we do our house-made tequila Dijon is what we brush it with.
I'm sorry, what?
House-made tequila Dijon.
Any questions yet?
I actually do. So, how do you guys like make sure it's to specific temperatures that people like? Like if they order it.
Oh, it's always medium rare. It is.
Yeah.
In fact, it's tenderloin, so it's almost threatening if you serve it cooked. I mean,
Right,
I mean, realistic. And would you say that as well,
Yeah.
Ian?
For
Yeah.
sure.
So and
I just wanted to know if people like requested it rare or something, and how would
no,
you do that?
if people get it today, which by the way, it's available at Charles Steak and Del Rey today, all day
Absolutely.
until it sells out. It is only available mid-rare and up. They can get it at higher temps. It's not recommended, but it is available. I don't.
I don't
trust
trust
me, there's-
people that order their steaks well done. Period.
Neither do
And I'm
I.
sorry if you do.
No,
but
heavens no.
No.
I think that's an insult to the steak. Like it's like that one scene from Burnt or whatever it is, where it's like apologize to the fish. It's
Yes.
I just want to go to the table and be like, and here's your steak. Apologize to it. Okay, have a great day.
Now I'm gonna go watch that movie. Thank you. I love that movie. In fact, and I love your passion, and I'm very excited to try some of this. We're gonna need to go into a break here in just a few minutes.
Sure.
So I wanted to get a little background on why you became a chef and what's kind of propelled you into the position you're in now.
Absolutely.
In a condensed version, maybe, but just do what you got to do.
Well, how much time do you have? I'm saying.
3 minutes.
3 minutes. Oh, okay, exact time. All right. Oh, sweet. I only got a little clock here. So, essentially, I always loved cooking. My mom was a big cook in the kitchen. Always loved making homemade meals. Before I chose this as my career, was a professional dance teacher, owned dance studios. I also was a professional DJ, did weddings, clubs, all that stuff, and kind of did cooking as the side thing. But then I found out that not all of that is very feasible to do. And I was burnt out, and I finally decided to put all my eggs in one basket. I'll reference my partner multiple times today because she's part of the reason that I am where I'm at. But Linda, my amazing, beautiful girlfriend, was the person who really helped me get my ish together and say I was doing too much. You're really good at this one thing, and this one thing could be profitable if you actually dive for it. So I did, and I was before Charles Steak. I was a kitchen manager at Bob Dobbs, and that was like a big thing for me. I love Bob Dobbs. Love doing oh, sorry. Love doing I got to be creative there too, and. Then I moved to Charles Steak, started off as a line cook, and eventually it made its way up to being a chef. And in the process of being a better person, I actually became sober. I haven't drank alcohol in almost over 400 days, probably
Awesome.
a year and a couple months now. And that was, again, all because my girlfriend encouraged me to do better. And
No, that's awesome.
it's when you have the right people in your corner, it helps you propel yourself. And I was always a creative person. I always loved cooking. Always loved being able to do creative things. And I was given that opportunity at Charo Steak. And the only rule was, how do we make a charo? And that's where the beef Wellington chimichanga came from, because it was like, what is more charo than the chimichanga?
Carne
And thus,
seca. Oh, sorry.
right. Yeah, that might be the one thing that outbeats it, but
All
it's that's the story.
We're going to be back, and after this break, we're going to try this amazing new creation, and we're going to judge you. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm sure it's going to be
Ramsay
incredible.
and my cat can judge me.
Fair. And the cats always judge everybody. But that's a whole nother subject and discussion. I'm Wesley Source, your host of the Tucson Tasty Show. We'll be right back. Special thank you to our sponsors, Kiki Rogers of Country Financial Insurance, Viral Premium Beef, Dirty Cactus Soap, Novus Vita, Mafia Kitchen, Network Outdoors, Local First, and so many more. Don't forget, stay tasty, Tucson. The Tucson Tasty Show. I'm your host, Wesley Source, and we have a special guest today. We have Matt Love here in studio, executive sous chef of Charo Steak and Del Rey, along with Ian of Vera Oral Premium Beef, the tastiest beef in town. But you guys don't use it. But
Actually, they are.
They
I
are?
was about to say, yeah. That's why
so
I was
excited.
asking about the tomahawks. We did that as a special the other day.
Uh-huh.
We still have a couple left, by the way. So if you want to get those tonight too.
I will take one as a prize. No. And we also have Addison of Viral as well here in the studio. You guys just flew back here from Chicago, didn't you?
We did, yeah.
And what were you doing in Chicago?
Our manufacturer of our snack sticks, jerky, hot dogs, summer sausage is back there.
And the bougie burgers?
And the bougie burgers.
Yummy, yummy.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Well, Chicago, that makes sense because Chicago is actually one of the biggest processors of meat in the world, or not in the world, in the United States anyways.
At one point in time it was. Yeah, for sure. It had the biggest stockyards and everything. And then it actually, the packing plants arose out of Chicago.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's how we got football and baseball and everything else, because they had to use the leather for something, and they started making baseballs and footballs. And thank you to all the cattlemen and ranchers out there for bringing us all the amazing sports we have.
I do have to ask you while you're out there. Do you know what malort is?
No.
Is it appropriate?
It is. I'm not going to spoil too much more of it, but next time you're in Chicago, you have to have a shot of Malort. It's at every single bar. They'll know what they're talking about. So it's a fun drink. Let's just put it that way.
That's like when my yeah goes, hey, have you ever tried Ouzo before? Don't do it. It's a trap.
It's definitely not a trap.
Wink, wink. So, all right. We've got the Welly Changa. We've heard the story of the Welly Changa. We've heard of pretty much how to make it, except we don't know how to make it yet. But and a little bit more about you. So let's get this Welly Changa and let's see what we got.
Right.
Because you
You
just
want me to dress it up, get it all ready to go?
yeah, let's do this.
All right, yeah. Make sure that
So,
we got the whole thing here.
Let's
So
get
we're-
the camera over here.
All right. So I want to make sure that you guys got the full experience here. Hopefully there's no air bubbles in this guy, but
Oh, here we go.
go. But this, so this is one of my favorite parts of this right here is a demi-glaze crema. So when I was creating this, one of the biggest
sorry.
things I was trying to figure out was how do I finish it? It was pretty good on its own, but I wanted to create something really good for the topper.
Where's
And-
the lamb sauce?
Exactly. So I was thinking, what combines the two cultures, right? So
Right.
a lot of beef Wellingtons come with a demi glaze, and a lot of chimichangas come with sour cream.
Oh, look
So,
at this.
and that is the full completed.
So I have to come
plating
clean
here.
with you.
Yeah.
Last week I was in Vegas for the Bar and Restaurant Expo,
Oh yeah.
and I always have to stop by Gordon Ramsay's pub and grill. And why I stop by there is the beef Wellington's about $25 cheaper than Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah. I've heard about that.
And it's absolutely incredible, and I was very excited. In fact, I tried to limit myself so I could have the other half for breakfast, which if you haven't had a cold Wellington for breakfast, you have not lived. But let's see what we got here. Do you want to do the honors, Ian?
Oh yeah. Who would like to the first bite?
Cut it up.
No, cut into it, get your bite, and then we'll pass it from there.
Yeah. But going off the sauce, so basically, this is actually inspired by Lindy. Helped me with this sauce. So shout out to Lindy. He had a burger of the month before I released this. So yeah, try the sauce, man. It's one of my favorite things about this.
Chef Lindy's great at
From Thunder Bacon.
Thunder Bacon Burger.
Yeah, so yeah, Thunder Bacon Burger, shout out to him. He had a Burger of the Month special that had because at first I was like, I don't think I can make a demi-glaze crema. I don't think it would work. Then he had a burger that included a demi-glaze mayo on it. I was like, how'd you do that? And all he did was make a demi-glaze, let it freeze, or not freeze, but let it cool overnight. And then he ended up just adding the mayo and emulsifying it the next day. And I was like, oh my gosh, it can be done. So I did the same thing, but with sour cream. And then I just made a really good demi. It has chiltepine, red wine.
I got my pocket knife if you need to.
There you go. I don't think I need the pocket knife.
And that's and serrated too. Nice. But yeah, so we just put it all together, and I was like, oh my gosh, this works. And then to finish it off with the compliment, I always like the charred jalapeno as like a nice little garnish. And then as another tribute back to El Charro, the people who invented the chimichanga, you have our tomatillo mole and our Colorado mole as part of the plating there. You get to kind of choose your own venture. I love a plate that has you can do this with it, you do that with it. It's not just the same flavor throughout. You can kind of make your own as you go, and that's kind of what was created. Even Lindy, who tried this, was the duxelle kind of sits really deliciously in the end. So even when you finish the fillet, it's just like this one treat of prosciutto, duxelle, and tortilla at the end. So you get an adventure the whole time, man.
So,
tell me what you think.
Initial thoughts for me is, I crunch into this tortilla, and you definitely get that flaky, which I wasn't expecting. Now you've already eaten yours, or you've had your bite. What do you think?
It was great. It was great. Did you have to sell the rest of the chefs on it when you guys had your executive meeting to get it in?
Absolutely. A few people were like, this is a cool idea. Some people are like, I don't know, because again, it's a Pierce thing too. It's like Wellington wrapped in a tortilla seems a little against the grain a little bit, but my thing is I pursued through. I always like to keep on trying until I can master it, and either I master it or I fail at it. One of those was I was trying to do a hot Cheeto tequila key lime pie one time, and as hot Cheetos is the crust, and tried it multiple times, figured out maybe I shouldn't do a hot Cheeto crust with it. It's not but I persisted. I wanted to because if I have a dream, I feel like there's a way to do it, and this is a testament to that persistence.
Did you try the duxelle by itself?
No, I didn't.
Try a little bit of it and tell me what you think.
I don't think I have any.
It's the mushroom.
Yeah, so
it's the gray stuff.
It's mixed in the prosciutto, so it's very.
Okay, then I did.
Yeah, it's very. The way I do it is I run all the ingredients through RoboCoupe first, and then I cook it all off. And part of the secret of this flavor too is we make our own beef tallow in house, and all of our steaks we put a little bit of that liquid gold on top of them. So I also use that as a way to sear it, and then I also cooked the duxelle with the tallow. Yeah,
that's incredible. So what do you think of that? So that's a really unique flavor. I mean, altogether. And every time I taste something, I break it down and then I try it together because I want to experience every level of it and then try it together because as it comes together, you get different things. So
I personally think it's great. I think it's a great combination. Sometimes I think puff pastry can get a little heavy if you have it, and the tortilla it's enough, but it's not too much, and it's just right.
I'm gonna ugly here for a second. This whole piece in my mouth. Okay.
Please do. It's gonna be my new profile picture. I actually have a great picture of like an ugly bite, and this will forever be one of my favorite pictures. So the first day that I released this, I did it during. We had that Italian gut dinner where we had the two Italian chefs from Italy here.
Parma.
the Parma dinner. I was like, what is the call? But they're here at Carriage House, and I'd released this at Trail Steak right next door. Brought over, and there's like the best chefs in Tucson there, trying this out. And or were there, so I was like, let me try it, give it to him. And Chef Ken from Dante's Fire took a bite, and I got a picture of him taking a bite, and it's just this look around of like, oh, like he's like, oh,
Yes.
this is good.
I think I saw
and
that
it's
picture.
forever my favorite picture of him ever. Is Iron Chef Tucson,
So
Chef Ken.
we have a minute and 14 seconds left. Last thoughts.
I was just, is it becoming like a full-time item on the menu, or is it just for a limited time?
Oh no, it's limited, very limited.
It's going to be limited time. There's a lot of prep process in it, so it's going to be every now and then. But I will always post about it, as I'm sure you probably saw and tagged you so many times. In it will. I'll always make sure that everybody knows when it's.
I can neither
coming.
confirm nor deny that I turned off my phone after the 6th time. Okay, that was in an hour. Everybody, no, I'm kidding. No, it was just fine. But
Right.
last thoughts in the time we have
Great.
left.
Super creative.
Thank you.
It was amazing having you on the show. Thank you so much for being here,
my
and
pleasure.
thank you to everybody for joining us today. Ian from Vera Earl Premium Beef. It's always a pleasure. I'm glad to get you back in here. It's been quite a few months since you were in before, so thank you, and thank you to all of our amazing sponsors. That's Kiki Rogers of Country Financial Insurance, Vera Earl Premium Beef. And I'm trying to find where we're reading from. Dirty Cactus Soap, Novus Vita, Mafia Kitchen, Network Outdoors, Local First. I'm your host, and stay tasty, Tucson.